What is up? It is episode 9 of the Omaha Dreams podcast, hosted by
Brendan Young, career 300 high school hitter, 0-star baseball recruit, and the all-time leader. The all-time leader in Little League walks, eyes like a hawk, but he ain't built like one. Connor Heilman. And shout out to Connor right now for wearing a shirt somebody made for me in high school because I had a nasty beard in the 11th grade. And also shout out to our intro song, Childhood Fantasies by our good friend Amir.
Yeah,
Friend from college.
the GOAT.
Yep, Philly-based rapper. He is the GOAT.
He is the GOAT.
Let's get into it.
All right.
Oh, wait. His name is Thank You, Amir.
Thank you, Amir. What's the song? Did you mention the song we're going to lead off the episode with?
Yep, Childhood Fantasies.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get into it.
Oh, wait. Also, he made our new logo, too.
He did make our new logo. If you
logo.
haven't seen our new logo, which I would be amazed if you didn't because it's basically everywhere. It's sick. It's amazing. Shout out to Amir because he just did a great job.
Yeah, he hooked it up.
He was looking out. So we got a little bit of a facelift with the logo department there. So let's get into it. The intro, as always, we have the midweek recap and weekend preview for week 6. So let's dive into week 6 of baseball. We're going to start on Tuesday. We have a couple upsets. So we're going to start here. Lipscomb at 18 Louisville. Lipscomb wins this one 6-2. This game was an absolute shocker to me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think this team would beat Louisville. Louisville's been super hot.
Yeah, and it's not like Lipscomb has had like a crazy season where they've had a couple upsets. Like they've been dogged by some pretty good teams. So yeah. I guess the Louisville Bats didn't show up. Maybe they were playing some off-night guys.
Yeah, I think the story here is the Cardinals left 12 on base compared to the Bison 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to give a shout out to Lipscomb's first baseman, Malik Willis. He went 2 for 4.
Wait, isn't that the Liberty quarterback in the NFL draft this year?
That's Malik Willis.
Isn't that what you just said?
Oh yeah, I meant to say Malik Williams.
So Malik
Williams, not Willis. He's a 2-sport out. No, I'm just joking. Malik Williams was 2 for 4, 1 home run and 4 RBIs. So he had a pretty good day to help Lipscomb get the win there.
Mm-hmm.
Next game is Coastal Carolina at 24 Clemson. Coastal Carolina wins this one 16-7. Coastal put up 10 runs in the first inning and then 5 in the third. Just an insane 10 runs in the first inning is just, I can't wrap my head around that. That's nuts.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know.
How do you give up 10 in the first inning?
I don't know.
If that happens to you, dude, like you're just like, well, I guess we got 8 more to play.
Yeah, that's you. Like you're sitting there and you're like, oh, they just got another. Oh, and wait, another. Oh, we're down 10-0.
Yeah, it's like if you.
That's so dejecting to start the game. You can't. That's hard to overcome.
It's like if you were playing football and the team returns the kickoff and then you get the ball and then throw a pick 6 like the first play.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Coastal's 2 hitters here. Left fielder Nick Lucky was very lucky that day. He went 2 for 6 with a double and 5 RBIs. And then DH Tyler Johnson went 2 for 4 with a walk, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Clemson, after starting the season 14-0, are 2-5 in their last 7. They've been struggling.
Yeah. Do you think that's a spell of what's to come for them, or?
Do we preview them later? Oh no, we don't. They have Boston College this upcoming weekend, I believe. So
they have Pitt this upcoming weekend.
Oh, they have Pitt?
Yeah.
I think they're going to beat Pitt. Mm-hmm. Now, if they drop a game, I could probably see them dropping out of the top 25.
Mm-hmm. Depending on who enters or whatever happens.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they started off hot. They've come back down to earth. I think they're still a good team. If they can figure it out, I think they'll be okay. But
yeah, it's probably just a rough spell in like a couple weeks.
Yeah. Next game we have is 20 Texas State at Incarnate World. And you're like, Incarnate World? Didn't we just talk about them getting demolished by Texas? We did. But they win this one 4-2. I mean, this game was kind of crazy. Texas State out hits Incarnate World here 10-4, but they have 3 errors in this game, and I think that's what this comes down to for the Bobcats. They got to clean that up, especially because they have Coastal Carolina coming into town this weekend.
Yeah, who's hot?
Yeah. So the next game we have is Wake Forest at 15 Liberty.
Yeah, we previewed them in our preview last week. Liberty, who I picked, is not going to get the W. Wake Forest is going to win 13-6.
I took them.
This was a fun game.
Yeah.
It was a lot closer than the final score might indicate.
Yeah.
Wake Forest, they score 5 in the top of the 9th.
Yeah.
They hit 6 homers in this game.
They also out hit Liberty here 16-10 in this one. I do want to give a shout out to Wake Forest first baseman Nick Kurtz. He went 3 for 6 with a double, 2 homers, and 4 RBIs.
Yeah, Lancaster product.
Yeah.
Must be something in the water.
Yeah, I guess. But for Liberty, this is a tough loss. They're going to have to bounce back this weekend. They do have Stetson coming to town. So Stetson's a pretty decent team. I don't know what their record is right now. I looked at it. I think they were pretty decent the last time I checked. Let me see here. The Hatters. What kind of name is that? First off, the Stetson Hatters.
What is a Hatter?
It's a hat. They're 12-8. They've lost 3 straight, so hopefully they can. Liberty can bounce back. But
yeah, Derek Orndorff, who we've talked about before in the podcast a few weeks ago, he hits another homer, gives them 10 on the year. He's currently tied for 4th in the NCAA lead for homers. So
nice.
Yeah, they got a good squad. It's just they've had a couple rough weekends.
Yeah, Wake Forest is a really good team too. They've been showing it the past couple weeks. So next game is Oregon at 23 Gonzaga. I took Oregon here. Did you have that?
Yeah,
as well?
I took Oregon.
Well, we were right. They win 9-5. The Ducks would score 8 runs within the first 4 innings, and they kind of handled this game from start to finish.
Yeah, there's not really much else to be said. Oregon looks very good.
Yeah,
I think they're second best team right now in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Next game we got is UCF at number 7 FSU. This was supposed to be a two night little set.
Yep.
But the Wednesday night got canceled. So FSU goes on to win that first Tuesday night game 10-2. Carson Montgomery goes 7 innings, gives up 4 hits, and allows the only runs of the game and collects 8 strikeouts.
Yeah. Picks up his 3rd win of the season. I mean, the Seminoles out hit the Knights this one 12-5, so they kind of handled them.
I took a split in this series, so I don't know what that means.
That means you lose and I win because I had them taking 2 games and they took 1 game, so I won.
But I had them taking 1 game too.
Well, they didn't take 1 game.
Yeah, they did. One team took 1 game.
All right, we'll count it for you, I guess. We'll give you a half.
All right, word.
All right. Next game we have is 14 Georgia Tech versus Kennesaw State. The first game was played at Kennesaw State. The other game was played at the home of the Yellow Jackets. Tuesday, Georgia Tech wins this one 13-2. This game was fairly close going into the top of the 7th. The Yellow Jackets would then pile on 9 runs in the top half of this inning, 4 of which would come by a grand salami from Stephen Reed, his 2nd homer of the day.
Yeah, he collects 6 ribbies on the day, which was pretty impressive, and also goes 3 for 4. So yeah. Then Wednesday, Kennesaw State gets the upset in a slugfest, 14-12. Kennesaw collects 17 hits in this game. Georgia Tech collects 16.
Yeah, I mean, so Kennesaw State would jump out to a 12-5 lead through 6. The Yellow Jackets would then score 3 in the bottom of the 7th and 8th. And then Kennesaw State would score 1 in the top of the 9th. Or no, they would score 1 in, I think, the 8th. Going into the top half of the 9th, Georgia Tech had cut the lead down to 12-11. Or no, what the hell am I trying to say here? Either way, Georgia Tech cuts the lead down 12-11. Kennesaw State would get 2 more insurance runs here. The Yellow Jackets would get 1 in the bottom of the 9th, but the rally would not be enough as Kennesaw State takes this one. Georgia Tech had 4 errors in this game.
Yeah, I think defense and pitching is going to be what kills Georgia Tech this year, and
it's going to be their Achilles heel.
Yeah, it popped up tonight. I mean, they've shown on countless occasions that they can score like at least 8 runs a game.
Mhm.
It's just whether or not their pitching can hold up and plug some holes and not give up 8 runs in a game.
Yeah. I do want to shout out Kennesaw State, Josh Hatcher. He hit for the cycle. So shout out to him. That's pretty good there.
I'd say so.
Wednesday, we'll start with Lehigh at Penn. Your Quakers won this one 16-6. This game was 6-6 going into the sixth. The Quakers would get 6 in the bottom half of the inning, and my Lehigh Mountain Hawks would not be able to rebound.
Yeah, I thought this was a pretty dominant game from Penn. I know that it was close that one inning, but I feel like Penn.
Yeah, I mean, it was close through 6.
Yeah.
And then Penn would just pile on.
They just kept their foot on the gas pedal from start to finish, so it was hard for Lehigh to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, Lehigh pitchers also gave up 14 walks and they hit 2 guys, so that's not great. You got to clean that up. But
they also out hit them 13-5 too. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. My Mountain Hawks will try to rebound in a 4-game set this weekend at Lafayette. So I forgot to ask you for the last series, who did you have for that?
For Georgia Tech and Kennesaw?
Yeah.
I had Georgia Tech sweep.
Oh, that's tough. I had to split.
I know you did.
Okay. Well, next we had 3 Arkansas versus Omaha. Omaha. This game got canceled, which is a shame. I didn't see anything about it being rescheduled. Hopefully it does, just because the setting was nice.
I doubt that they will, just because the season's coming up, the MLB season's rolling up.
Yeah.
And also, why would Arkansas really want to reschedule that game?
I don't know.
Like, it wouldn't make sense for them to reschedule later in the year, like while they're in the middle of conference play.
Yeah. Well, next game we have is Louisiana Tech at 21 LSU. I took Louisiana Tech, baby.
Yeah, this game was dumb. I took LSU. Louisiana Tech upsets LSU again. This is the second time they've upset them this season. They also sweep the out of conference matchup.
Yep.
And the in-state rivalry.
Yep.
So Tech scores 3 runs in the first inning. 2 come off a Darius Myers triple. LSU then comes back, takes the lead in the 6th inning. Then they score another run in the bottom of the 8th to make it 6-4. And then this is where it gets out of hand.
Yeah. Louisiana Tech would get 2 runs in the top of the 9th. One of the runs was walked in.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the top of the 12th, where
the tying run was walked in.
Yeah. Where Taylor Young would score Jackson Lancaster by getting a bases loaded walk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, LSU should have won this game. They out hit Louisiana Tech 13-7, but they walked 11 people in this game compared to Louisiana Tech's 3.
Yeah, and they had 2 errors. So this game is just.
I think Louisiana Tech had 1 though. I don't even account this loss to errors in this one. I think it's literally just a poor pitching performance by the Tigers.
Yeah. That definitely was. I mean, you can't give up 11 walks and have a chance of winning the game.
Absolutely not. Fun little nugget for you. Both these teams had 20 Ks, which is kind of cool. I do want to give a shout out to Louisiana Tech pitcher Kyle Krieger. He would come in the 9th and finish the game, so he shut down the Tigers. He only allowed 3 hits with 8 Ks to help hold it down for his team and get the dub. So,
solid matchup.
Yeah.
And then the last upset of the midweek is going to be New Mexico taking down number 11 as Arizona. This is kind of a surprise. I feel like Arizona has been very hot recently.
Yeah, I think they won 6 coming into this one. I mean, the Lobos won this one 12-7. Arizona was ahead 5-3 going into the 4th. The Lobos would score 6 in the bottom half of the 4th. 4 of these runs came from a grand salami from Justin Olson. And then I do want to give another shout out to New Mexico's pitcher, Will Brewster. He would go 3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs on 3 hits and a walk.
That's a crazy last name.
Yeah.
It looks like Arm Brewster.
Is it Arm Brewster?
ARMBRUESTER.
No, I think the R is silent.
Okay, word. And Booster.
But he came in the for the lot for I think 3 innings.
The last 3 innings.
And he just absolutely shut down any chance of a comeback for Arizona. So,
Mhm.
all right, let's get to the weekend preview. We're gonna start with the best matchup this weekend.
Maybe even this season.
Yeah, so far 5 Tennessee at 1 Ole Miss. Tennessee is 20-1. They've won 12 straight. Ole Miss is 16-4. What are you thinking? Let's start offensively. Who do you think's the better offensive team?
I think it is Tennessee. I don't know how much better that it is. I would say it's a pretty big margin.
I would say so. Right here I have Tennessee is hitting 341 as a team. They have 59 home runs, 229 RBIs, 465 on base percentage, and then they have 36 steals to go along with that.
Yeah. They're a pretty dominant offense.
Yeah.
They also have a pretty dominant pitching staff as well.
Yeah. Yeah. 1.93 ERA, 0.90 whip, and 244 Ks. I think Tennessee has the edge in fielding as well. They have a 982 fielding compared to Ole Miss's 963. Players to watch. What are you thinking?
So for Tennessee, I have their relief pitcher, Ben Joyce.
Okay.
He is the dude that you see all over social media hitting like 104, 102, like all the time.
Yeah.
He's made 10 appearances so far this year. He only has 7 innings pitched, so he's kind of in like a cleanup role.
Mhm.
But he's posted a 0 ERA, so
That's pretty filthy.
yeah. And he's hitting 104 on the gun, so
I have a hitter and a pitcher here.
mhm.
It's going to be hard not to talk about this guy this weekend. I'm thinking third baseman Trey Lipscomb. The senior has through 21 games has hit 390. He has a 451 on base percentage, and he has 9 home runs and 38 RBIs.
Yeah, and most of those outs that he had were that one weekend where I picked him to be the MVP. So
Yeah, way to go. And then my pitcher is Chase Burns, the freshman righty, through 5 starts is 4-0. He's gone 26.2 innings pitched, has a 0.67 ERA with 34 Ks. The dude's electric.
mhm.
How about for Ole Miss? What you got?
I have senior infielder Jacob Gonzalez.
Okay.
He's hitting 323 right now, 1.217 OPS. He's leading the team in homers at 5. Watch out for this young guy, to make an impact on the series.
Are you sure he's leading the team?
Hmm?
Because I have Tim Elko, the first baseman.
Oh yeah, he does have more. He has like 8, right?
Yeah, so through 20 games, he's hit 269. He has a 424 on base percentage. He has 8 homers, like you said, and 30 RBIs. My pitcher here is Brandon Johnson, the senior righty, through 5 appearances, has 3 saves. He's only gone 8 innings pitched, but he has a 1.13 ERA with 13 Ks and a whip of 0.88. So I think if any game is close, he's going to come in and get the save for Ole Miss. But what are you thinking for this series?
I don't know. This was hard.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I feel like Tennessee obviously is 10-1 with the best record, basically.
20-1.
What did I say?
10-1.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know.
20-1.
Yeah.
But I feel like they, besides South Carolina, I don't really like their wins. Don't really impress me that much. Besides that sweep of South Carolina, which is very good. Yeah. I mean, they beat Baylor, they beat Oklahoma. That's only the really other great wins this season. They lost to Texas already. I know that was just a 1-game matchup, so that could have really swung either way.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think you're gonna take Tennessee. I can see it on your face.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be close. It was a tough pick, but I'm gonna take Tennessee 2 out of 3. I think on paper, this team just looks so much better, and it's not close right now, especially like pitching wise. Tennessee has a 1.93 ERA to Ole Miss's 3.97 ERA. Tennessee's hitting 341 to 314. They have a better on base percentage. It's a 465 to 430. They have 53 more RBIs as well. I think this team's just electric right now. The only thing that scares me about my pick is that it is at Ole Miss, and I do think Ole Miss is a little bit more. They have a little bit more veteran leadership that might help them at home.
They also have one of the best home field advantages in the sport.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna take Tennessee. I think on paper and so far they've just been electric, and until they change that, I think I feel safe taking this pick. I feel like it's a safe pick for me.
Okay.
I almost took Tennessee sweep, but then I was like, I can't do that. That's way too crazy.
I agree with you. Tennessee has been one of the most impressive teams in the country.
Yeah.
They hit and pitch at an unbelievable level, pitching almost at a great level.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick Tennessee going into this, but since you picked them, I think I might go with Ole Miss.
Okay. So let's just talk about this hypothetically, right? So if Tennessee takes this matchup, where do they move? They're at 5 right now,
Yeah, they're
right?
at 5.
Ole Miss would probably drop.
If Tennessee loses?
No, if Tennessee wins this series.
Okay.
Ole Miss would drop from 1. So are we talking about Tennessee 3? If they take 2 out of 3, like, or you think they are sitting at 3?
If they win the series, they should be number 1.
I think you can make that argument. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they might jump to 3. I think if they sweep it, they have a chance to be.
No, if they sweep it, they're definitely number 1.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I think even with 2 wins, they could be number 1.
Okay.
I mean, they would be what? 22-2?
Yeah.
After beating the number 1 team in the country?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least 2.
Yeah. That would be it. To 1 would be a big jump.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think Ole Miss would drop if they lose?
4 or 5, probably.
So you don't see them dropping out of the top 5?
I don't think so.
Even if Florida wins?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
So next game we got is 2 Texas at Texas Tech. Texas is 18-5. They've won 5 straight. Texas Tech is 18-4. I think Texas has the slight edge in hitting.
Mm-hmm.
The
pitching is where I think the edge, swings over to Texas Tech. Even then, I don't know.
Texas Tech or Texas?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Okay, I gave Texas the slight edge in pitching as well, but like I could see where you could say Texas Tech has an advantage in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I'm saying Texas is better is because they have a 2.63 ERA compared to Texas Tech's 3.9. Now the whip is almost identical. Texas has a 1.15 to Texas Tech's 1.16.
Yeah, Texas Tech is also striking out
a ton more.
Yeah, like a lot more.
It's 244 to 196.
Yeah.
So, and then I think Texas is a little bit better fielding wise as well.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move into our players to watch. My guy's going to be Texas first baseman, Ivan Meldes.
What's his name? The Cuban Missile or something like that?
Yeah, through 23 games, he's hit 353, has a 486 on-base percentage. He has 10 homers and 34 RBIs.
Yeah, he hits tanks.
Yeah. Do you have anyone here?
Yeah, I have pitching, actually. They're 2 best pitchers for Texas. I think if they're going to win this series, they're going to have to rely heavily on those starters and Pete Hansen, who's been very dominant this year, and Tristan Stevens.
Yeah. For Texas Tech, I have second baseman Jace Jung, the sophomore, through 22 games, has hit 388. He has a 538 on-base percentage with 4 home runs and 21 RBIs. That on-base percentage is insane. The dude's walking a ton.
Mm-hmm. That's who I had too.
Okay. Did you have a pitcher?
No.
Okay. I had Brandon Birdsell, which is kind of a cool name.
Yeah, Birdsell.
Yeah. Through 5 starts, he has, through 5 starts, he's 3-1. He's put up a 1.80 ERA over 25 innings pitched. He also has 43 Ks, and then he has a whip of 0.92. So this one was kind of tough as well.
I feel like the edge, like each team's edge that they have, like isn't a big gap at all.
Yeah, I mean, even for Texas, like the hitting wise, like they have a better average and more homers, but Texas Tech has more RBIs and a better on-base percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So like it kind of evens out.
Do you think their resumes have like is what swung your decision for you.
Yeah, I think that was my
Mhm.
reason. I'm gonna take Texas here 2 out of 3. I don't think they're gonna get a sweep here. I could see Texas Tech taking this one, but I'm gonna take Texas here.
Yeah,
And I don't know. They've won, like I said, they've won 5 straight, but like against no one really.
yeah, against like
Now the incarnate world sweep looks maybe a little bit better against Texas State, but not really.
yeah.
But
That was just some random upset on a Tuesday night.
yeah. So, what do you have?
Like I really wanted to pick Texas Tech, but I just don't know if they can do it.
Yeah,
Look, I do think that Texas has looked vulnerable in the past few weeks,
yeah,
which might give Texas Tech some more confidence.
yeah. And I think at home too. That's kind of what, if there's a swinging factor. I think that might be it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas.
Okay, 2 out of 3.
hmm
Nice. Next game we got is 21 LSU at 8 Florida. LSU is 15-6. Florida is 16-5. What are you thinking?
So LSU has looked less than impressive this year.
Yeah, recently as well.
They've lost two to Louisiana Tech so far this year,
Mhm.
1 to Texas, 1 to Baylor, and they lost a series to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Their only real impressive win to me is Tulane. Florida, they haven't really played a very tough schedule. They took a series against Miami a few weeks ago that we talked about.
Yeah.
They lost to Liberty. I think that was like the first series of the
Yeah.
season for them. I think Florida is the better team here.
Yeah, I think Florida is the better pitching and fielding team. I think I might give LSU a slight advantage in hitting.
Mhm.
I
gave the advantage to Florida.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, comparably, hitting wise, the averages are basically the same. LSU has 22 more RBIs and they have a 426 on base percentage compared to Florida's 394. But the one thing that concerns me is Florida has a 982 fielding percentage to LSU's 951, which is fairly low.
Yeah, they have not looked great on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Well, let's get into our players to watch real quick. LSU, who do you have?
Blake Money.
I have Blake Money as well.
Bring me to Money.
Yeah. Dude's pretty dominant.
Yeah, he's posted a 2.86 ERA, 0.196 opponent batting average so far this year.
Yeah.
He's their Friday night starter.
Mhm.
I think if LSU is going to bounce back from that midweek loss to Louisiana Tech, he's going to have a great week or a great start on Friday.
Yeah.
And if he does, I think they could steal one on Friday night.
Yeah. I also have Cade Doughty. I think that's how you say his name. He's a second baseman.
Yeah, Doughty.
Through 21 games, he's hit 375. He has a 475 on base percentage. He has 6 homers and 29 RBIs. I think the dude's a stud. For Florida, my hitter to watch is center fielder Judd Fabian.
That's who I had too.
Yeah, through 21 games, he's hit 320. He has a 480 on base percentage. He also has 10 homers and 27 RBIs. And then I'm going to bring this guy back up because I think this is going to be the Friday matchup. Money versus Hunter Barco.
Mm-hmm. Barco's a stud too.
The lefty's gone 5 starts, 4-1, 1.72 ERA over 31.1 innings pitched with 44 Ks. He has a 0.61 whip. So with all that being said, who do you have taking this?
I'm taking Florida.
Where are you taking?
I feel like just the easy way is just to say Florida 2.
I'm going to take Florida sweep. I think LSU's been looking tough, and I think the Gators have been playing some good ball. I think they're going to get it done this weekend.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it's going to happen. I think LSU is good enough to win one. But I also thought LSU was good enough to beat Louisiana Tech. So
Yeah.
Who knows? It could happen.
Yeah. Next game we got is 22 Maryland at Dallas Baptist. Maryland is 17-3. Dallas Baptist is 13-7. Both these teams have won 4 straight. I think Maryland's better in every asset, basically, except maybe fielding, but they have identical fielding. numbers. It's a 974 for Maryland, Dallas Baptist 976. It's basically the same.
Yeah, I think that being said, I feel like Dallas Baptist has played one of the toughest schedules in all of college baseball.
Yeah.
They played at the top of the list. They've played Oklahoma State. They played Texas Tech. They've played Oklahoma. They've played Southern Miss.
Mm-hmm.
This team has had a rough schedule to start their season.
Yeah, they did not have a great draw.
I think that impacts the way that their stats look.
Yeah, for sure. Their hitting is not looking great right now. Let me read this off to you. 260 average, 30 home runs, which that's not bad. 101 RBIs is very low. 346 on base percentage, also not great. But they do have 37 steals, which is something that might come in for this game, I think.
They're aggressive on the base pass for sure. I don't know, man.
Who are your players to watch before we make our pick?
For Dallas Baptist, I have Luke Kiefner.
Okay.
He's like basically the top hitter right now, freshman infielder.
Okay.
He's hitting 317 with a .816 OPS. He's leading the team in average, so he'll definitely make an impact on the series.
Okay. My hitter for Dallas Baptist was left fielder Jace Grady. The sophomore through 20 games has hit 270, which it doesn't blow you away, but he has a 407 on base percentage. He only has 3 home runs and 9 RBIs, but this dude has 9 steals, which he leads the team, and he also has 21 runs, which also leads the team. So I think if he keeps getting on base and making it count, I think that might play into this game. My pitcher is Jacob Meador. I don't know.
Meteor.
Through 5 starts is 4-0. He's gone 26.2 innings pitched with a 1.35 ERA, and he's 33 Ks. So who do you have for Maryland?
I've mentioned him before, Chris Allien.
Okay.
He's a 5th-year outfielder, hitting 300, 1.004 slug. He's leading the team in homers and has 5 stolen base.
Nice.
So
I've catcher Luke Schlager. Through 20 games, he's hit 301, 429 on base percentage. He has 2 homers and 23 RBIs, but he also has 9 steals as a catcher, which is insane to me. My pitcher, who I've talked about before, is Jason Savagul. The righty has gone Gabagool. He has 5 starts. He's 4-1, 2.19 ERA, over 37 innings pitched. He has 44 Ks, which is pretty crazy, and he has a .86 whip. Who are you taking here?
I'm going to go Dallas Baptist.
Okay.
I'm going to say 2-1.
Okay. I'm going to take Maryland 2 out of 3 since you're taking that. I think Maryland is a good team. I think Dallas Baptist has had a tough draw, to say the least, to begin this year, but I don't know. I think Maryland's
definitely a good team. They're probably the best team in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to take Maryland 2 out of 3. Last game we're going to preview is UCLA at 11 Arizona. UCLA is 13-7. Arizona is 16-5. What do you think?
So UCLA has had some impressive victories this year, taking down Long Beach State. They took down Texas.
Yeah.
They also have some losses that I feel like they're kind of like showing up on their schedule. They lost to Pepperdine. They lost 1 game to Omaha. They lost 1 to Baylor, and then they lost a series just last weekend to USC.
Yeah.
And then Arizona, they also have I don't think their losses are as bad. They lost to Grand Canyon 1 game early in the season.
Yeah. And
they lost to Texas State last weekend. So,
yeah. And then they just lost to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lobos.
But I think their wins are more impressive too. Or not more impressive, maybe just as impressive.
Yeah.
I
think the Stanford sweep is
it speaks for itself.
Yeah, I think you were just about to say that, but they exposed Stanford. So I think Arizona is the better hitting team. UCLA has a 256 average compared to Arizona's 315. But the Bruins are a menace on the base path. They have 43 steals compared to Arizona's 10.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the Bruins are the better pitching team. And I think their schedule speaks volume for this. I mean, UCLA
has taken down big teams.
Yeah, they have a 2.61 ERA, a 1 WHIP, and 225 Ks. I'm not going to mention everything for Arizona, but their pitching ERA is 4.25, and that is not good.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Yeah. So who are your hitters or who are your players in note?
For Arizona, I'm taking Tanner Otremba.
Okay.
He junior outfielder
for UCLA, right?
For Arizona.
For Arizona.
Yeah, okay. For Arizona, Tanner Otremba. He's hitting 446 right now.
Okay, that's insane.
Yeah, and he has a 1.213 OPS and 25 ribbies. So.
All right. Well, I've Chase Davis, the left fielder, through 21 games. He's hit 291. He has a 424 on base percentage. He has 8 homers and 23 RBIs. The dude's a stud. TJ Nicholas is my pitcher. The ready sophomore, through 5 starts, is 3-0. He's gone 30 innings pitched, has a 2.40 ERA with 35 Ks. So what about UCLA? Who do you have here?
I have Jake Brooks. He's a sophomore right-handed pitcher for the Bruins. He's posted a 1.97 ERA, 32 innings pitched, with I think leads the team.
Yeah.
And he's only allowed 4 walks.
That's nuts.
Yeah. He's been crazy so far this year.
So I do have 3 players for UCLA.
I wonder who you're picking then.
Well, I just want to the one guy you're gonna be like, oh, that's why you mentioned him. The first guy I'm gonna talk about is shortstop Cody Schreier, the freshman, through 20 games. He's hit 316. He has a 427 on base percentage, 4 homers, 14 RBIs, and he has 8 steals. The other hitter I want to talk about is left fielder Kenny Omaha. He has 15 steals.
I mean, with a name like that, I feel like it's almost destined.
Oh, it's not Omaha. It's Oyama. My bad.
Never mind.
My last guy, though, is Thatcher Hurd, the ready freshman. He's gone. Yeah. Through 7 appearances, he's had 4 starts. He has a 0.98 ERA. He's gone 27.2 innings pitched, 44 Ks, and a WHIP of 0.8. So,
and he's a freshman.
Yeah, he's gross. You kind of called it. I'm taking the Bruins upset here, 2 games out of 3.
I'm taking Arizona.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the sweep too.
No. That's not gonna happen.
That's fine. I mean, what'd you call the sweep for?
Florida?
Yeah, they're not sweeping them.
That's fine. All right. What are your honorable mention games? I'll let you run with this, and then I'll go mine.
I have USC at Oregon. USC is coming into this series 13-6. Oregon, also USC's conference records 3-3. Oregon is 14-6 with a 5-1 conference record. I love Oregon. I'm obviously going to take Oregon in this matchup.
What are you taking? 2 out of 3 or sweep? What?
Yeah, let's go 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Next game I have is number 23 Gonzaga at BYU. I feel like we mention BYU all the time, like as an upset pick, but like they just haven't gotten it done.
Not once.
Gonzaga's record is 14-5 with a 3-0 record in conference play. BYU is 11-7 with a 1-2 record in conference play. This game's actually the first game's being played right now. It's in the bottom of the 5th. BYU's up 2-1. I wouldn't expect them to hold on to that lead. I think Gonzaga is going to win the series.
Okay, 2 out of 3, or you think?
Yeah, let's go 2 out of 3.
Okay, and what's your last game?
Coastal Carolina at number 20 Texas State. Coastal is 12-7-1. Yes, there are ties in baseball with a conference record of 1-1-1. Yes, there are ties in conference play. And Texas State is 18-4 with a 3-0 record in conference play. I'm gonna go with Coastal here.
I like that pick. What are you taking? 2 out of 3?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm not much of a sweep guy.
I got that. My first game is 10 Virginia at Wake Forest. Virginia is 20-1. They've won 6 straight. Wake Forest is 17-4. I don't know. I kind of want to take Wake Forest, but I think I'm going to take Virginia. They're hot.
They are really hot.
Yeah, I think Wake Forest has a chance to slow them down, but I don't think they're going to pull off another upset like they did last week.
This is a series that I like almost wanted to bring to preview.
Yeah.
But we've talked about Wake Forest like the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I was just tired of talking about them.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to take...
And for our audience, like I want them to learn more.
Yeah, absolutely. So Virginia's going to take 2 out of 3, I'm thinking. My next game is 17 Georgia at Kentucky. Georgia's 17-4. Kentucky is 15-7. I'm taking the Bulldogs with the sweep. Kentucky really doesn't impress me that much.
Mm-hmm.
So my last game is 13 UNC at Miami. UNC is 18-3. Miami is 14-6. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna take UNC 2 out of 3 here. I think UNC has a hot hand, but I could see this one going to Miami at Alex Rodriguez Park. Actually, you know what? I'm taking UNC sweep now. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm taking UNC 2 out of 3 though.
I'd take Miami, but
I feel like that's a good pick as well. I think this is going to be a really interesting series as well. There's a lot of good ACC, SEC matchups this week. So,
like there always is.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that will do it. As always, make sure to follow us on Spotify. Give us that 5-star rating. Follow us on or subscribe on YouTube. Give us the thumbs up.
Hit the bell for notifications.
And then follow us at Twitter and Instagram at Omaha Dreams Pod. Have a great weekend.
Also, shout out to Thank You Amir for another song to close us out.
Yeah.
Which is going to be Follow the Leader. This is also, these songs are off his debut album, mixtape. One of the two.
Yeah.
God loves me more than he loves you.
I love it. All right. Well, have a great weekend, guys.
See you guys.